Hi guys, welcome to another KamicarzCreation video. A lot of good news. After Adrian giving me that map, and we made really good progress on that. Obviously his is a 202 and mine is a 173. So there are a few little things, but his map worked pretty damn good in my car. And at least it proved to me that it would work. And that's been the big battle that both of us have been going through, just proving to ourselves, because we're old fellas, having to go at some new technology. Shane's built us these kits, but we're used to carby engines and we've never really experienced anything like this, especially with working with ECUs. And on that front, I had two awesome young men come out and give me a hand on the weekend. Terry and Hayden dropped out. They've been following me and live locally, and they were pretty keen to have a look and got some really top skills. I was so impressed with these two young fellas coming out and offering me a hand. Solved a few of the issues. One of the big issues I had was the thermo fans, and that was a silly thing that I did. Basically, I had gone to the wrong terminal on the battery. That's what it ended up being. So I had two positives and no earths. So they just wouldn't fire up. And once they went through with multimeters and identified things that weren't working and weren't happening, got them running off the ECU. I still had one fan was running forward and one was running reverse in the end. The wires were right, but they were different model fans. So the black and blues were a different way around. Anyway, swapped them around, both running the right way now, and fans are kicking in. There is a little bit of an issue with the temperature sensor not reading quite right. It's about, I've got them turning on at about 65 degrees, and my dash gauge at that point is probably sitting on around 85, 90 degrees. So there's a little bit of calibration sort of work to be done there. But anyway, Terry took, I sent the tune file to Terry, and then he did a totally new build on the tune file, did it a little bit different way, told me a few things that I needed to change in the ECU software, and I loaded up his file and it started up fine. From that, we had a lot of troubles with the wideband reading correctly, and I found that it had become disconnected in the engine bay. There's a plug from the sensor to the wiring, and I thought I'd change over the main wiring harness. Has a little brain on the end of it, and when I pulled it apart, found it had been disconnected. The plug, it had just come apart, so that wouldn't have been helping one little bit. Plugged that in, and then all of the wideband readings came right, which the ECU actually needs, so that made a lot of sense in why we've been having a fair bit of trouble. So fixed that up, and then from Terry's tune, it was running incredibly rich. I sent Terry some details of what it was running and how the gauge is working, and I knew, but he said, just start taking a bit of fuel out of it and getting it closer to that 14.7. There is a target map in there that controls it, and did that. She was still kicking and bucking and backfiring, carrying on. So I just ripped down the street, bought a new set of plugs, whacked them in, and haven't looked back. So I'll show you a bit of a run that I just did. running a little bit rich at the moment, which is better than running lean. She's sitting around the 12s to 13s on the air fuel gauge, which is not too bad. Temperature's sitting really good, and it feels amazing. This is the first, well, it's really the second, but it's the first drive of the car since putting it together. So, top stuff. Well, that was enjoyable. Thanks for watching. So guys, back from the run. It's got that beautiful smell of new bits and pieces, had a bit of heat through them. Went really well. The temperature sat incredibly well. It definitely could have a little bit more fuel taken out of it. Overall, it didn't get near the 14.7. It got up to 13 and a halves and things like that. So overall, I think I can do a bit more of a fuel trim on it and bring the whole map up a little bit. We need to do a little bit of fine tuning. She does not like it between gears, that deceleration, change gears, put your foot back on. It doesn't, it kicks and bucks a little bit in that situation. So I'm sure that's just fine tuning, but huge steps. forward on the supercharged Torana. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep up to date. There will be more.